what they want to do, what they enjoy. And little by little, you stop living your life and you start living their life. You see what's happening? Why? Because you let their expectations become more tangible than your convictions. And here is the most painful thing. Why they are busy enjoying their lives, you are busy losing yours. There is something that I realized recently that honestly made me uncomfortable, and I want to share that with you. We're reflecting on the cost of people pleasing. Let me explain this with a simple story. Let's imagine a girl called Zainab. Zainab is a beautiful lady that loves God. She knows exactly what she wants. She's very focused. She has a certain way she wants to live her life. But she has a friend called Juliet. Now, Juliet is her childhood friend. They grew up together. But the problem here is that Juliet enjoys a lifestyle that Zainab honestly doesn't connect with. She loves parties. She loves being in certain environment. She also engages in certain habits, things that does not align with the way Zainab wants to live. But remember, they've been friends for a very long time. They've been childhood friends. And if you are friends with someone that you grew up with, you guys have come a long way. And most times we don't want to lose those connections. We don't want to lose that friendship. And so we compromise with things that eventually comes back to haunt us later, which I'm eventually going to discuss more in this video. But where I'm going is that now Zainab feels pressure to do everything that Juliet wants her to do because she doesn't want to lose her friend. So Juliet would be like, oh, we have a party this weekend. Are you turning up? Are you showing up? She's like, yep, there. Let's go there. She's here. Zainab is running after Juliet. She doesn't want to lose her friend. She doesn't want Juliet to feel rejected. She doesn't want it to look like she's doing too much. And so this goes on and on till it becomes a pattern. And now, little by little, Zainab is beginning to realize that she's losing herself. She's beginning to find herself in places doing things that does not align with who she is. She's compromising big time. But on the outside, though, everybody literally compliments their friendship. Everybody's like, oh my God, I love how you guys are so together. I love how you guys are this. I love how you guys are that. The friendship is there. Juliet is happy. But on the inside, Zainab is resenting herself. She's losing herself. And one day she realizes something very uncomfortable, that she hasn't been honest. She has been lying to Juliet. She has been lying to herself. And she has been compromising her relationship with God. So many of us are Zainab. But the real question is, why? Why do we do this? Why do we say yes to things that we don't actually want to do? The first reason is fear. The fear of rejection. We are afraid that if we don't turn up, if we don't say yes, if we say no, the people in our lives might leave. And if we are being very honest, if you've been friends with someone for a long time, let's say, like I said at the beginning of this video, you don't want to lose that friendship, especially if you're someone that don't have a lot of friends. So you want to do everything to keep that friendship no matter what. And so what we usually do is that we exaggerate, we make up scenario in our head. So if I leave her now, I will never have friends again. She will hate me. I will be lonely. All these things. Fear. World War III will happen. We just start making up scenarios in our head of what our lives would be like without those people in it. And so we try to do everything to protect that friendship. But another question here is, if you are friends with someone that you cannot say no to when you have to, are you really friends? That's one question I want you to think about or think of as we discuss these things. The second reason is low self-worth. When we don't truly understand our values, we don't truly understand our worth, we feel ashamed of standing by them. At the beginning, we said that Zainab has principles. She knows where she wants to go. She knows what she wants to do. But Does she truly understand it? Because every time we say, oh, I know my worth, I know my value. If I ask you now, what's your value? What's your worth? What does that even mean to you? So many of us, we don't even understand what that means. Your values are your principle. It's like an internal compass that guides the way you live your life. So your value can be faith. Someone like me, I value faith. I value the things of God. So I can't compromise because that's what guides my life. And my worth, your worth, is your value as a person. The level of respect or treatment you can accept. So if you're in a relationship where your face is a punching bag, that shows that you don't understand your worth. You don't have self-respect, because I don't respect myself. I accept anything. I accept to be treated anyhow. You don't understand your worth. If you have self-respect, you refuse to accept disrespect. So if you're in any environment or anything that is not serving you or serving your purpose, you erase yourself from that premises. If you say that you are a person of integrity, I say integrity. You say you're a person of integrity and you truly believe that that is your value, you will not betray that for approval. You will not betray yourself just to be approved by other people. No, you won't do that, because that is your value. That is what guides the way you live and the way you show up. So if you've not figured out what your values are yet, write it down. The Bible said, write the vision down. Make it clear. Understand that, okay, this is what I live by. I cannot compromise these values. Anything that will lead me to compromise, I'm going to avoid it. Then you're understanding your value. Because many times we say these things and we don't even know what it means. We're just saying it, but we're not living by it. Like Zainab, she believes that she has it, but she doesn't. If she has self-respect for herself, she would not be in places that she doesn't want to be. Places that do not serve her. Places that compromise her walk with God. She will not be found there because she understands her value. But because she doesn't, she's everywhere doing everything to please her friend. Because when someone is unsure of themselves, they start apologizing for who they are. Oh, I'm so sorry. Why? You're sorry because you are using the brain that God gave you to think like a matured human being. Why? You start feeling guilty of having boundaries. All these are signs that you have low self-worth and you don't understand your values. So that is another thing. Another reason is childhood conditioning. In Nigerian culture, which is the culture that I grew up in, respect and obedience are extremely important values. So for me, I already have two other odds that are against me. One is that I grew up in an Orthodox church. There is one thing about Orthodox church is that they follow strong doctrines and they lay very deep emphasis on respect and obedience. So in fact, if you come into the church, you don't even need anybody to tell you to respect yourself. Like it will just come upon you like the Holy Ghost. You just know that you have to respect yourself. Atmosphere alone would condition your mind, condition you. If you drop a pin, you will hear it. It was so bad those days that if you do something at home, God help you, your parents are like my grandma. She will go and tell the priest. And so they'll bring your matter to the church. It's just, so we've been conditioned from childhood to be respectful, to not argue, to not talk back, to not say no. And so we become adults. And don't get me wrong, these values have shaped me. It has helped me. Like, coming over to this part of the world has literally opened my eyes to see that it's just, I'm grateful for those values. They have really shaped my life and they have really helped me a lot. But if they are not balanced properly, they can really affect one's voice. You really begin to feel like you do not have a voice. You begin to feel like everything goes. Even when you have some things important to say, you keep your mouth shut because you don't want, in your head, you're like, I don't want to disrespect them. Because of the doctrines and the values that have shaped your life, everything seems like disrespect. You don't want to speak up, so you don't disrespect people. You don't want them to feel like you're challenging them. You don't want to appear rude. And so you notice that you start suppressing your voice. We don't want tension. We don't want to have this back and forth with our friends. We want to protect what we share. Let me just do what they want so we don't have to fight. But then you end up fighting with yourself later. So instead of being honest, you stay quiet. And the pattern continues. You keep compromising. Now let's talk about the consequences of people pleasing, because this is the main thing that I actually want to share with you, because it was the main thing that I was thinking of. Because people pleasing can feel safe at the moment, but it actually comes with some very serious consequences. And the first one is resentment. After a while, you start to resent people, not because they forced you or they did anything to you, but because you never told them the truth. You never told them the truth about who you are, who they are, and who you are. It's like they are conflicting. You start to resent them. The second thing is exhaustion. You become emotionally, physically, mentally drained for absolutely no reason, for something that you have put upon yourself. You can't function at school, you can't function at work, you can meet up to the things that actually matter in your life because you're tired doing the things that does not really align with you or who you are. You're saying yes to everything, yes to everybody. Yes, I can. Who will do it? I can do it. Can you help me do that? Yes, I can do it. I can do it. You're doing everything till the point of exhaustion, which is actually a result of weak boundaries. You don't have clear boundaries anymore. Everything is a yes, yes, yes to you. You have become a doormat. People walk over you, people treat you anyhow they want because you have presented yourself to be that person. Your boundaries become blurry. And eventually, this is where I'm going, something deeper starts to happen. And that is identity confusion. You forget who you are. Like, after a while, you start asking yourself, wait, who am I really? Who am I? At some point, because the person that people see is not actually who you truly are. That's why I say this thing is dangerous. It's actually manipulation. And we do these things, like someone like me that I don't like manipulating, but people pleasing is manipulation too, because you are showing people who you are not. And when you constantly try to please people, your decision starts revolving around what they want, where they want to go, what they want to do, what they enjoy. And little by little, you stop living your life and you start living their life. You see what's happening? Why? Because you let their expectations become more tangible than your convictions. And here is the most painful thing. Why they are busy enjoying their lives, you are busy losing yours. You are literally living someone else's script. You are literally living someone else's life because of people pleasing. And this leads to self-betrayal. You begin to abandon things that matter to you just to be approved by people. Can you show up at this place? You know, you already have a structure in place. This will mess up your schedule. This will mess up your consistency. This will mess you up. Oh yeah, sure, I can be there. But you know, you don't have to be there. I'm not saying don't show up or don't turn up for your friends. But there are some things that matter more than that. Especially when it's not even a big deal. So little by little, you stop showing up for the things that actually truly matter to you. And when you eventually get to that point, you start drifting away. You start losing yourself. And sometimes you slowly drift away from God. And all this made me realize something about people pleasing. We do it because being liked feels safer than being honest. Honesty can hurt people. Honesty is uncomfortable. Honesty can change relationships. I remember there was this person in my life that at some point she was going through something and she had come to me and it was like, I want to hear your honest opinion regarding this matter. Don't pet me, because I know now you start trying to, make me feel comfortable. you start trying to comfort me. Don't do none of that. I just want to hear your honest opinion on this issue. And I said, are you sure? Anyways, I asked her, are you sure? She said, yes. Just straight to the point. Just tell me your honest opinion about this thing. And I said, okay. And I told her what I honestly thought about that. Like, I did not hide anything. I did not try to sugarcoat it. I told her direct. I even used scripture to back it up. And she started crying. And that's the problem, right? Started crying. Now I'm in a position where I have to comfort her. I have to start. It was such a weird situation, but where I'm going is that most times you're not ready to hear the truth. The truth can be very painful. Zainab is not doing what she's doing with Juliet because she doesn't know the truth. She's aware that she's crossing the line. She's not respecting her boundaries. But if she stands by the truth, she might lose her friend. And that's why she keeps compromising. So when she started crying, I was like, did I hurt her? Like, you asked me, oh. But I realized that she wasn't crying because what I said was wrong. She was crying because the truth sometimes can be very painful. And this is what actually makes us avoid honesty, because honesty can be very uncomfortable. Galatians chapter 1 from verse 10. This is also how you will know. Because most times we think that people pleasing is kindness, but no, it's not. If it's not coming from a place of honesty, if it's compromising your walk with God, it is not kindness. Galatians 1 from verse 10, it said, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? A very powerful question. And the answer is right in front of you. So depending on what you're doing now, you know whether you're pleasing people, whether the decision you're making is for God or for the people. Another very powerful scripture is Proverbs chapter 29 from verse 25. And it also says, the fear of man lays a snare. When your life is controlled by the fear of disappointing people, you are not even living at all. Honestly, you are not living. So if you're currently people pleasing, here is how to break out from it. First, notice when you are doing something, anything at all, out of fear. So in other words, am I saying this thing? Am I doing this thing because I truly want to do it, or because I am afraid? Am I doing this thing because it aligns with my values and who I am as a person, or because I'm afraid? So if it's coming from a place of fear, then please don't. The second thing is pause before responding for anything. Hey, can you show up today? Can you escort me to this place? Can you do this? I will get back to you. It's okay. Like, you don't have to answer immediately. I will get back to you. Let me check my schedule. Then you actually go. Because I am a very supportive person. I love to support my friends. So if I want to show up, but there are things that I know that will come back to haunt me later if I don't do them when I have to do them, there are things that would really, really go bad. I'm going to tell you I'm sorry. I can't. So it's okay to take a minute, pause. Can I get back to you? I really want to, but just give me time to think about it. So learn to pause before responding. The third thing, please, learn to say no. Like I said, the world will not end if you say no. They will not start World War III if you say no. Start small. You don't have to. Just start small. Say no when you have to. It will really help your life. It will really change things. And the last thing, most important thing, please understand that not everybody will like you. Not everybody will like you. You're not ice cream. Even ice cream, not everybody likes ice cream. My grandma did not like ice cream. Right? As nice as it is, right? Not everybody would like you. So that thing about let them so they will like me thing, you will just end up, like I said, living somebody else's life. You would leave this earth and go to heaven, and God will say you did nothing. Like, with the life I gave you, you are not doing anything with it. You'll be like the guy with the one talent that buried his portion on ground. Because or fear because of all those things that we mentioned. So live freely. Not everybody should like you, and that's okay. You self, you don't like everybody. It's not everybody that you like. So why do you think that everybody should like you? It's okay if some people don't like you, but that should not stop you from living your life, from showing up for yourself and being your truest self. Value honesty above approval. Okay? Be honest with yourself. You don't have to approve what you're doing so long as it aligns with your value and who you are and where you're going in life. Just be going. Everybody will fulfill scripture. Now, these are some questions that I actually want you to think about regarding all that we've talked about. Do you say yes when you want to say no? Are you currently afraid of disappointing people? Do you want to be liked more than you want to be honest? If I'm being very honest with you, the most loving word you can say at some point in your life that can save you, save your life, your destiny, and everything you stand for is no. And so I'm sharing this from a place of love. And I pray that you would actually start working on this behavior. I pray that God would help you to break out of it. God bless you guys. And I will see you in my next episode. Bye.